Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Doki Literature Club. Just so you know, this game may look like a cutesy little anime cartoony game. It's not. This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. So, keep that in mind. Individuals suffering from anxiety or depression may not have a safe experience playing this game. For content warnings, please visit that website. Okay? I'll give any of y'all a second who might want to type that in, right? Any of y'all who might need to type that in, feel free. I'll give you a few extra seconds. Alright, we good? Alright. By playing Doki, I am over 13 by a large amount. Actually, less than 10 years. You consent to exposure of highly disturbing content. Yes, I do. Let's enjoy. Team Salvado, I think. Yeah, again, if this... Yeah. Let's turn it down a little bit. Good? That should be good. Yeah. Let's speed it up a little bit. I think that would help us out a tad. Let's go. Now we're gonna go with the classic KRM now. Let's see what this world has in store for us. I think I'm gonna have to do all the narrating. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air, like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and a good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it's just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. Man, our guy sounds like a total ace. I mean, Casanova, cool down there, buddy. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Ha ha. That's probably not a voice I should use. I overslept again, but I caught you this time. That's not something you should say. That sounds kind of weird. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Karam, now. Yeah, my guy doesn't sound like the nicest guy, actually. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. Sorry, I can't do the... Oop. We cross the street together and make our way to the school. Sorry, I kind of accidentally pressed return, which I'm using to move through the dialogue. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Karam now, have you decided on a club to join yet? I don't... Because, guys, I can't do, like, a high-pitched voice or anything. I can't. I physically can't. I can go deep. I can go real deep. But that's kind of stupid. A club. I told you already. I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. Yeah, that's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? Guess I did. I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissingly go along with whatever she's going on about. My guy, Karam now. You're just a total jerk, huh? Siri likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by, getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Oh no, I'm already in college. Wait, this is high school? Huh. That's gonna make everything else in this game even worse, isn't it? Like, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but I'm assuming you guys probably already know what happened. If not, sorry in advance, I guess. Okay, anyway, your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET. Which, if you don't know, I think that's supposed to be like a social shut-in. Like, just almost what I am, actually. Because I like to spend most of my time chilling, but I got friends, like, online, and I do have some people I like hang out with outside. In a few years, because you're not used to the real world, you trust me, right? I don't know if it's like different in whoever made this game came from. I'd assume like China, Japan, or somewhere in Asia. That's where I assume they made this game. It might have been in America, I don't know. But yeah, high school doesn't really have clubs, at least not the one I went to. And the few it did, it would not give you any skills. Like the closest thing you had was FFA. Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises. Well, at least you promise me you'll try. A little. Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay. Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. Ooh. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. I don't know if it's just like how formal this game sounds, but I'm like having trouble actually reading it to y'all. Sawyer wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Oh, man, don't do that, you idiot. Hello. Sayori. Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. Thank you. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, know what? Well, you could come to my club. Sorry. Yeah? There's no way I'm going... Dude, that's really rude to just outright dump on her, right? You could be a little more nice, like... I mean, I appreciate the offer, but I'd like to decline. I haven't saw all my other options yet. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. I mean, to be fair, literature club does sound pretty lame, but it's better than an anime club. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've watched some of those things, like Berserk, Claymore, those are cool. But most of the time, the people I see, like, talking constantly about anime in the clubs are extremely horrible, like, disgusting, slobbish people. No offense if that's what you are, but I mean, if you do get offended by that, then I guess I hit the nail on the head, huh? Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show... sorry, my nose is a bit clogged up. I don't know, best time to start a reading game is pretty good into the night with a clogged up nose. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title as vice president. Oh man, I'm killing myself here. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Oh man, don't be a loser. Come on, please. Like, dude, she's even begging you. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, also, by the way, you might be wondering, how do I know what's going to happen if I'm reacting to this dialogue like it's the first time? Because like most people who've seen about this game, I know the big things that's going to happen, but I've never actually like cared to watch the game or play it yet. So I know the big thing that's going to happen. I don't know all the dialogue. I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member, and Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I'll agree with that one. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all this out. I think that said, I'll let out, fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Honestly, I would stop by for a cupcake. Let's go. And thus, today, I hit the button. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. How the world works. I dejectedly followed Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here, and he's stunning. I told you, don't call me a new member. I keep wanting to act like it's me in here. You know, like, insert yourself as a character. But my character's such a jerk, I don't want to. I glance around the room. Girl 1, welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. And before I have to actually introduce them, actually I'm just gonna wait until they do that. Sorry, always says nice things about you. Girl 2, seriously, you brought a boy. Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, caramel. What a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. Huh? All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. This might seem like a weird game for me to be playing, but just wait. I mean, you're probably gonna have to wait like an episode or two. I don't know how long it takes for the game to turn. I honestly don't. It's full. Yeah. What are you looking at? If you wanna say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. Yeah, pink girl is Natsuki. The girl with a sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She is also one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. Thank you. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says the girl that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Girls, vicious creatures. They all are out for each other's throats. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club, purple girl. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. I do enjoy these funny names. I hit the button again. Well, it's nice to meet the both of you. Yes. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Karam, now. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other well. We rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down, Karam, now. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, got a little too excited. Actually, yeah, I'm seeing what's giving me some trouble here. It's the font. Like, I'm looking at it and, like, if I just look, like, if I'm reading a little too fast, it, like, looks double-sided, so I could, it's weird. And how about I make some tea as well? Tea. I honestly wish my high school had enough stuff to make tea. I'm assuming the other one brought cupcakes from home, but still. Making tea in class would be amazing. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sari mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corners of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! What? Do I not get to see the cupcakes? She lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes, decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears. I want to see. So cute. Yeah, I want to see. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. I want to see. Well, you know, just hurry and take one. Suri grabs the first one, then Monica. I follow? Oh, I follow. I grabbed one. Okay. It's delicious. Suri talks with a mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers and look for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. Can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. You know, though I do fancy myself a cook, like I know how to cook food. Like I can make spaghetti, burgers, flan. Pretty much I can make anything I want as long as I have some kind of recipe to follow. Like, I don't understand how people, like, mess up things so horribly. As long as you're following, like, at least a half-decent recipe, it should be easy. Man, I've spent 20 minutes, and we're barely, like, oh, man. I'm getting distracted too much, I'm sorry. This is really good. Thank you. Thank you, Natsuki. Thank you. Well, why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. Yeah, I thought you technically did. Sari said, well, maybe. But not for you, no. Oh, you know, dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. So I just want to say it. Okay, I think this guy's, like, this guy I'm, like, being right now, he's, like, got full-blown autism or something. Like, my goodness. I mean, I know it's, like, just the way the developers made the game, but, ugh, right? Okay, she carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down a teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Personally, you know, as a good southern lad, I prefer nice, cold iced sweet tea. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not. Insulted. Insulted. She looks away. I mean that, you know, I believe you. Just calm down. Oh, tea and reading. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy... What? Well, at least tea and reading might not be my preferred pastime, but at least I enjoy tea. You messed up that sentence, man. Come on. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raised an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Savory. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Savory seemed really happy here, so... That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you the leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. Politics. Like, I think the only major club we had, and I don't even think they did anything because they didn't have a boat, was the fishing club. I mean, I guess technically the FFA, but that's more or less an outside organization. Anyway, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. I feel like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity. Publicity? And how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. I don't understand the big thing about clubs, like, just chill, right? And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. That I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. I mean, literature does kind of grab your attention most times. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah, we'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they're all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Karam, now, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Mangoes. Which are them Japanese funny comic books. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something but keeps quiet. A weeb. And I mean that as an insult. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. She traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. That is a weird thing to do when asked a question, but okay. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy. Okay, fantasy worlds are awesome. I'll give her that. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And that's kind of like why I like D&D. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. I wouldn't say that. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in here, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. I mean, yeah, I guess I can get behind a little bit of Call of Cthulhu. That's probably not what it meant, but yeah. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I don't get horror books like, oh no, the monster hits it, boo. I'm sorry, I don't get horror books. I get like horror themed books where it's like books where the characters are in like a horror, but it's like I like R.L. Stine kind of stuff. Like, those are funny because it's like the characters in the books are scared, right? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror. I read a horror book. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp at something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, she might not be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I will be honest, like, a lot of books and media that, like, go into horror try to, like, change your perception of certain things. Ugh, I hate horror. That's the thing, I hate horror stuff, right? But I love watching it just because it does what it's meant to do. Like, it's meant to change your thoughts. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. And give it back. Fine. Your cupcakes. Your cupcakes, your poems? Everything you do is just so cute. Is just as cute as you are. Sarah slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems. Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Well, now my guy's being a Casanova, huh? Now he's actually sounding like a decent human being, at the very least. Which, I guess a step up from how he was reacting to Sayori is pretty much from zero to hero. Why don't you share them sometimes? Oh. Yeah, that's weird. You don't just say that to someone immediately. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. How true. Do you have a writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set examples and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Oh, I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay. I have an idea, everyone. Not a good idea, I assume. Nat and Yuri. Yes, we got the Nat. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. The way everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. I'm down, that sounds fun. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Karam now? She smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now we're back to the original topic of me joining the club. I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Suri may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decisions. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare at me with dejected eyes. So they're practically just staring this guy down. I kind of feel sorry for him in this moment, because that's gotta be horrible. But I'm sorry, I thought... Wow, they are good at that. You all defenseless. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I'll be honest, that was like a power move. They all just went from super happy to immediately depressed. Wow. That's it. If writing poems is the price I pay in order to spend every day with these the worst reason you could say to, like, make friends, but sure. Spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Yay, I'm so happy. Sari wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super angry. You know, I doubt my family's gonna watch this, so I'll just go ahead and say it. I would be super pissed. Then, that makes it official. Welcome to the Literature Club. Aye aye, Captain Monica. Ah, thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting once and for all. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Kirim, now, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? You bet you can. Maybe. I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, Kirim, now, since we're already up here, you want to walk home together? That's right, Sarah and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. And also, oh, I can save. Cool. I'm going to end this one here. Don't worry, I'm starting a next one pretty much immediately after this one. See you then. Peace. And stop the recording. Kabow.